Imagine waking up every day before sunrise, knowing you'll work 16 exhausting hours. No weekends, no vacations, no breaks. Your body aches, but you have no choice. This wasn't a story. It was real life for millions of workers just over a century ago. Factories ran day and night, conditions were harsh, and workers' rights simply didn't exist. Back then, a simple dream began to grow among ordinary people. They dreamed of something radical: an 8-hour workday, 8 hours to work, 8 hours to rest, and 8 hours to live life. It sounded impossible at the time, almost like a fantasy, but some were brave enough to believe it could happen. And a few were ready to risk everything to make it real. Their fight would ignite a movement so powerful that it would change the lives of workers across the world and give birth to what we now celebrate as Labor Day. If this story already makes sense to you, hit the like button right now. That way, YouTube will know what's good for you and recommend more videos like this one to help you keep improving your English naturally. Thousands stood together for their rights, facing danger and fear. But how exactly did their courage spark a global movement? Let's step into the streets where it all began. Welcome to Stories to Learn English, the channel where your English gets better every day. Hit subscribe and let's get started. In the late 1800s, America was booming. Factories filled cities with noise, smoke, and endless work. It was the age of steel, railroads, and great industrial empires. But behind every machine, there were men, women, and even children working tirelessly just to survive. Their hands built the nation, but their lives were often forgotten. Pay was low, conditions were brutal, injuries were common, and many workers died young. There were no laws to protect them, no limits on how long they could be forced to work, no rights to defend their dignity. Among the noise of machines and the shouting of foremen, a quiet anger started to grow. Workers began to ask a dangerous question: what if we said no? What if they demanded better hours, safer conditions, and a life beyond endless labor? Across the country, small groups of workers started organizing. They met secretly late at night after long shifts. They whispered about strikes, protests, and the hope of building a better future, not just for themselves, but for generations to come. That hope was about to ignite into something much bigger than anyone could imagine. A single event would turn whispers into a roar that the world could no longer ignore. On May 1st, 1886, everything changed. Across the United States, hundreds of thousands of workers walked out of their jobs. They marched in the streets, demanding something simple but revolutionary: an 8-hour workday. Their voices filled the air, chanting for justice, chanting for freedom. In Chicago, the heart of industrial America, the protests were especially strong. Workers from every trade — carpenters, factory workers, metal workers — stood side by side. They believed that together they could force the powerful to listen. For a few days, hope filled the streets. But then, on May 4th, in Haymarket Square, something terrible happened. During a peaceful rally, someone threw a bomb into the crowd. Chaos erupted. Police fired into the crowd. Workers and officers fell. Blood stained the cobblestones where just moments before people had been standing with hope in their hearts. No one knew who had thrown the bomb, but the blame fell on the workers and their leaders. Trials were rushed. Justice was denied. Some of the movement's leaders were executed, others imprisoned. The dream of the 8-hour day seemed crushed under fear and violence, but something unexpected happened. Instead of dying, the spirit of the workers grew stronger. Their courage inspired others around the world. Across oceans and borders, their struggle became a symbol, a reminder that rights are never given. They must be fought for. Today, Labor Day is celebrated to honor the sacrifices made by those brave enough to demand a better life. Every right we enjoy now was once a dream that someone dared to fight for. And every time you push through a challenge, every time you keep going when learning feels hard, you're part of that same spirit. You're building your future one word at a time. Stories like this one are not just about history, they're filled with powerful words that can help you grow your English naturally. Let's take a moment to highlight a few. Uprising, when people rise together to fight against something unfair. In Chicago, the workers created an uprising for their rights. Strike, when workers stop working to demand better conditions. The Great Strike of 1886 brought thousands into the streets. Protest, a public demonstration to show disagreement. The protest at Haymarket Square started peacefully, with hope and unity. Demand to ask for something strongly. The workers demanded fair hours and fair pay. Labor rights, the basic rules that protect workers. Thanks to the courage of those who fought, labor rights became a reality. Each of these words carries a piece of the story, and now they are part of your story too. When you use them, you carry the memory of those who dared to believe in something better. And just like those workers who never gave up, every new word you learn is a victory. A small, powerful step toward mastering English and opening new doors in your life. The journey continues, not just with words, but with the courage to use them. Now take a moment to imagine yourself back in that time. Imagine standing among thousands of workers holding a sign, shouting for change. Imagine risking everything for a better future. If you had to fight for your rights today, what would you demand? More time? More respect? A better life? Think about it and write your answer in English in the comments. Even a simple sentence is a powerful way to practice and grow. When you share your thoughts, you're not just practicing English, you're connecting with the spirit of those who made history. And you're telling the world, I'm here, I'm learning, and I'm moving forward. So don't be shy. Write your answer below and take one more brave step on your English journey. Because of the bravery of those workers long ago, millions today enjoy rights that once seemed impossible. Rights to fair hours, safer workplaces, and time to live beyond the factory walls. It wasn't easy. It wasn't quick. But every step mattered. Every voice mattered. And their courage changed the world. Learning English is a journey just like that. It takes time, patience, and belief in yourself. Some days will feel heavy. Some moments will test your strength. But every new word you learn, every sentence you understand is a victory, your victory. So keep going, keep believing. Like the workers who refuse to give up, you are building something powerful with every step you take. If this story touched your heart and made learning English feel more alive, don't forget to like this video. That way, YouTube will know what helps you and recommend more stories that will lift your English higher and higher. And remember, your dreams are worth fighting for. Thanks for being here and for believing in your journey. Keep learning, keep dreaming, and I'll see you in the next story.